Hey, welcome back. WheelSnipeSelly here. It is Thursday, April 27th, 2023, and we are looking at the ES June contract. And you can see we have our daily candle here. We we made the low of the week Wednesday, and I was kind of on yesterday's trade review. We traded down into that 50% range of the daily, the daily fair value gap. So that's a really sensitive level. And so it's basically been just uphill from there. So I honestly didn't expect us to just blow right through this daily fair value gap. Once we kind of made it through the 50%, I started looking at the targets up here. So looking at the 4-hour in the bottom left here, you can see we had a large market structure shift on the 10 o'clock candle for that right here at like 11:14 right here, this buy side. And then we just kind of kept grinding higher. Let's just zoom in on this single chart here now that we got the higher time frames out of the way. So coming in, looking at this, we have our Wednesday low here at 3, and then the Asia range was pretty tight and consolidated. Then we started pushing up for the London hours. At 8 a.m. we took out sell stops. And you can see I had buy side here, back on Tuesday. And then we even had Monday's high here. So let's go down to the 15-minute. So my trade here I took within the 11 to 12 hour. So just coming in, I noted our opening range gap. We had just dipped down into it and then we moved away. So if we were going to come back into it, I was expecting it to be later in the day. But right here, I had my eyes set on this daily fair value gap. This was my target. So I was pretty confident that we were at least going to go up there, touch in there. I did not expect we were going to keep ripping through it. So looking at this, let's go down to just the 1 minute, and we'll look at the trade that I took today. And I'll give you guys some more context around what I was thinking at the time, just because when we do that, when we go through the live execution, I only like to have those like a minute and a half. So we're not taking up too much of your time. So, but anyway, so here we go. I was waiting between the 10 and 11 hour, and I didn't really see anything that I wanted. There was this quick move up here, but I mean, we didn't really clear out sell side. So watching this retrace, this is just collecting orders up here. When we came up and we didn't go into that daily fair value gap, I was like 100% certain this was the draw on liquidity. So I was just watching as it kind of came down to find an entry. So we traded down into this 5-minute fair value gap here. We took out sell side. We kind of just chopped around. And then right around 11:12, which I was trying to play the 1050 to 11:10 macro, but it was a little bit outside of that time frame today. So, but I kind of know what that price action, what I'm kind of looking for. So I think I executed on the 15-second time frame today. So let's go down to that. So my entry on this wasn't the best, but I was within the area that I needed to be. So I was looking at the range from this low to this high. We were like right at 50%, or actually, I think I was looking at this range. No, it was definitely this range. So we were right around 50%. We came down. We kind of stopped at the sell side here. So I really should have waited, but my 5 handle stop loss basically had me covered. So I entered a little bit early, and if I would have I was trying to operate within that 1150 to that 1050 to 1110 time frame. But anyways, I entered this here as this was my break, and then I entered on this little fair value gap. The better entry would have been right here, we could have entered right after we took. So we took out sell side. This could have been like a turtle soup. I was looking at, I was really looking at just targeting up here. So I had a wide enough stop that would accommodate some movement. And let's just see, so 4108. My 5 handle stop was right here at the at this order block in this 5 minute fair value gap. So that was my entry, and then this was a 8 1/4 handle move today. So that was pretty cool, because I was dead set on taking at least going into this daily fair value gap. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I basically saw this kind of transforming. I was waiting. I actually thought about adding another contract in here, but I just decided not to. I didn't want to over leverage. So I had the one contract trade. That was good. Let me go back to the 5 minutes. I can show. So on the 5 minute time frame, we came up, we came back down. We took out this sell side here, this was that main sell side that I was taking out, and then I had these other two marked, and then this wicked right here, which was nice to see on the 5 minute, and then it just ripped shortly after I got into it. So I had this right here. I was waiting. Initially, I tried to take a trade earlier, but it didn't come down into this fair value gap, so I didn't take a trade on this run right here. So I caught it on the next leg up. So going into the end of the day, let's go down to the 1 minute. So I had tweeted this out at 2:55 that I was looking for 41.6450. That is the high of the week. So if you look at Monday's candle, I was at least targeting this. I didn't take a trade or anything, but I was just kind of watching. And I think I'm really liking these end of the day moves. If I can identify what the draw on liquidity is, like, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I kind of watched this pan out. I was waiting for that sell side to be taken out, but you would have had to been really quick on this to even get in this, because it even went past 4. So right here, this huge move, and then you basically had to get in like right away. It was like this would have been like a turtle soup selling those, or buying the sell stops here. So if you had like an order placed to buy here with a five handle stop loss, you can see that we came down to this fair value gap here. Let's go to the 1 minute. We came down and filled this into the tick right here. If you would have had a stop below this swing low, you would have probably been okay. But yeah, so I'm really liking the end of the day, kind of watching. But since I already had my trade for the day, I didn't do any other trades. So yeah, this was kind of cool to kind of call out, and it played out. So what I'm expecting tomorrow is we're just gonna retrace back into this range, and it should be a small range day. At least that's what I'm anticipating. I may be done trading for the week, but we'll kind of see if something sets up. But let's go into the actual trade review. All right, so we're currently at like 10 o'clock right here. I'm just going to fast forward through this hour. So you can see I'm clearly trying to get a long entry here. And you can see I had placed an order. We didn't really touch down into that 5 minute fair value gap. And I was basically waiting. So I was wanting to take a trade right here. It just didn't offer. So I didn't chase this one. So just kind of showing I had attempted to make an entry, but I always I don't always get filled, so I want to show that side too, even though I am showing all the trades, but even like some of the trades that I try to take that I'm not filled. So you can see here, I want this buy side liquidity, hunting for an entry. So I'm looking on the 32nd. This started to move away, so I canceled my entry, and then so at this point I'm just waiting, but I'm still looking for a long, so I haven't flipped or anything. So just kind of basically pulling, backing off the brakes here, just waiting. I want to see sell side taken now. So you can see that I was, I'm clearly looking for this to come down, take some sell side, and then head back up. And like I said, you can see the 1 minute, or sorry, the daily fair value gap there. So we're getting around to the time where I'm going to be placing my entry here. So we get a quick movement up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get in this. I have a wide enough stop down to the 5 minute fair value gap, and we just this kind of chops around a little bit longer. So I could have waited for sell side to be taken again. So there was sell side right there. Like I said, I felt comfortable enough to add on this one, but I didn't want to add another ES. I'm just going to stick with one contract, and not over leverage. So at this point, I'm not really feeling too nervous. Like I said, I'm still looking for the buy side. The Nasdaq at this time was not taking sell side, and then the dollar was looking really heavy and dropping quickly. So you can see I'm kind of noting here the fair value gap. So this could have been an add right here. A little bit of a risky move just because there really isn't that market structure shift yet. But at this point, I'm down about 75. You can see my entry was at 41.08. So just noting where the buy side is. Once we push through the buy side, it just rips. So it really didn't offer too many other entry points, and then this thing just starts cooking. So I wasn't going to add another one here. I was basically just waiting for this to hit my target at the daily fair value gap, and there we go. We're closed out with profit. So we're currently at 1,215.62 out of the 3,000. So I thought this was a pretty good trade. Even though my entry was a little bit early, my idea ended up panning out. So we will go into the TopStep account review next. All right, here we are, account review. Like I said, 1,216.62 cents out of the 3,000. And we are about 175 from the all-time high of this account. So the high we were at one point was at 1,393.80 out of the 3,000. So I want to keep this heading up here. And here's the one trade for today, 407.92, 19-minute trade. So that's all looking good. If you guys want to try out this TopStep challenge, I have a link in my description below. You can do a free 14-day trial. Try it with TradingView. Get a feel for it. See if it's something that you want to do. But I definitely think there's a little bit more skin in the game when you're trying to do this versus just your normal paper trading. So I definitely like this, and I like kind of making these videos for anyone else that's looking to go through this kind of journey and kind of see how I'm doing. And I'm sure that we relate on many of these days that I've been having. So here's our here we are at our TopStep trade log. We entered at 11:06 ES long AM session, one contract, 407.92 is a profit. We had sell stops, displacement, market structure shift, fair value gap, order block, SMT, 30-second time frame. I'm calling this an A setup, even though I entered a little bit early. 19-minute duration, 3.75 handle drawdown. And then let's go to our journal here, our calendar. We'll back this out for the view. So on Tuesday, we were down 463.74. And then we had one winning trade yesterday, 245.42. And then one winning trade today, 407.92. So we're back positive for the week. So we'll kind of see how tomorrow goes. I may just want to kind of go into the weekend with a positive mindset. And so we'll kind of see how it goes. But let's click on here. I can show you guys. Here's the original trade screenshot after the trade. And then I also have one with a higher time frame on the left. So you can kind of see we were trading up into this daily fair value gap. That was my target. After rejecting off of the consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap on that buy side. So let's see what we have for the economic calendar tomorrow. we just have something at 8:30. So we got 8:30. We got employment cost index at 8:30. So two 8:30s, Chicago PMI at 9:45, and consumer sentiment at 10. If I do take something, it'll probably be within that 10 and 11 time frame. I'll try to maybe look for the silver bullet trade and see if I can get a quick scalp. But yeah, anyways, that'll wrap up this video. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this and you guys like to see that higher time frame analysis first, or if there's anything else you guys like to see, feel free to drop me a comment, and we will see you guys in the next one.